let's talk a little bit about why you may not even be starting Wizard. So let's take a look at that sheet. Alright, so you'll see Season 16, we start with Veer, which is, as you can see, it's an okay start, but it's not the greatest start. So if you're running in a group, just rely on your group to carry you until you find Tal Rasha gear. That's probably the best method, because a lot of other classes have better starts. I mean, Tragul's, obviously, for Necromancer is very strong. Natalia's for Demon Hunter is going to be fairly strong. Hammered in, while can create lag in group, is going to be fairly strong. IK, don't know if there's a lot of mobility there, but you'd at least have charge, I would think, so it'd be a fairly good start as well. Only not so good starts are Arakir, and Yuliana is kind of similar to Veer, in which it's a heavy cooldown base build. The difference is Veer is like a longer cooldown. Yuliana has the 7-sided strike, which is more like a 14 second, if I remember properly, with the correct rune. So it's not quite as bad, but I would say Wizard is pretty low down there as far as best set this season, considering all the increases that have gone on with the PTR as far as 6-piece bonuses. So you got to consider all of those. Now, so if you're running in a group, you'll have one of these other characters hopefully carrying you until you get your Tal Rasha set acquired, and with the Grandeur bonus, you only need 5 pieces, not a total of 6, to get started with any set, which is great for season start as well. And number 2, if you happen to not be running in group, but you have an alt class, you could totally just run with whatever class that you're going to use as an alt. For example, I'm interested in running Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter is probably going to be a much stronger start than Wizard next season. So something like this, or if you're running a Necromancer, or even a Monk, you know, would probably be just a tad stronger. Crusader, Barbarian, you know. That would be my second tip, is like, if you're okay with starting something other than Wizard, it might be beneficial to do that this season. However, if you're Wizard enthusiast and you want to start with Veer anyway, and you're pretty much a solo player anyway, then this might be for you. So we're gonna take another quick look at the build here. Here's the base build. Static Discharge, Wormhole for mobility. We're running Pure Power, Lightning Archon, so Lightning on the Bracer as well, to tell the Veer 2-piece to activate Lightning Archon, as you can see here. We're running Power of the Storm for extra resource. If you really want, you can swap this out. I just felt it was best. Deflection for defense, and extra shielding from Diamond Skin Prism, also for resource and defense as well. We're running Blur in the extra passive slot, again for defense, and then Illusionist for a little bit of extra mobility in between those teleports, scooping up orbs because you might not have a lot of pickup radius this early on in season. Evocation for the cooldowns, and of course Unstable Anomaly for that second life. Going to be very useful. So this is the base build that we're going to go with, and this is going to be our heavy nuke as far as the build is concerned when we're outside of Archon, but we're retaining those stacks from the Swami. Because you are going to have some downtime, but the cool thing here is you should have enough cooldown even if you're just re-rolling like one roll on every, you know, item that you can, right? And put lightning on the bracer and maybe movement speed on the boots if you didn't get it initially. You should have enough, and usually you would have a socket here, at least one socket, to put a Bane of the Powerful in. So this is assuming you've got your 5-piece sphere, and the hardest part is going to be re-rolling the Veer's Pauldrons and this here, because these cost extra resource because they're legendary items to re-roll, so Forgotten Souls and Death's Breath. But once you get cooldown on these, just getting some rare rings, a rare amulet, putting cooldown on those, having at least one socket for Bane of the Powerful, and then running a weapon with cooldown and maybe even a source with cooldown. And arcane power and crit does help out here, so if you can manage that. Movement speed on the boots, and then lightning damage will help out in the rare off chance that you find either an Ancient Starfire at level 70 or a Manaltiel, or if you have Death's Breath later on to cube the Starfire. That's kind of why I'm just going lightning here. Other than that, you're going to get a Leorics crown during leveling, so it's pretty much guaranteed. If you don't get one initially, you can go back and kill the Skeleton King after level 5, I believe, and before 65, I think is the range, and you'll get a free one from killing the Skeleton King. I believe that's in story mode, though, so it's not... But usually I find one of these while leveling up. If you happen to find like a Vigilante belt while you're leveling up, this will be a good item as well to get that extra cooldown. Right now we're sitting at 62%. You know, anything over 59, 58 would work, but 60 plus is definitely going to be beneficial, right? So that'll be the idea, is you're going to go for the Swami as your first item over the Manaltiel. The 6-piece bonus of increase that we've seen to Veer will, as long as it's kept where it's at on the PTR currently, will be enough of a bonus to benefit to go after Swami before the Manaltiel. While Manaltiel does have higher spike damage than the Swami, I feel the consistency of keeping stacks will just help you clear the rift faster. And as far as what's easier to get, they're about the same as far as average drop chance. This is a level 27 item. You have to roll blood shards on level 27 for Manaltiel, but the Swami is level 30. So you're going to want to wait till you get to level 30 and then roll your blood shards on the Swami. And the cool thing about rolling blood shards on Swami is if you happen to get really lucky with that wizard hat unique and get the Swami like really early on in your blood shard rolling, and you have a lot of blood shards left over from your challenge rift bag. Remember that your challenge rift bag will give you Death's Breath, it'll give you gold, it'll give you a lot of blood shards. By the way, if you don't already know, you're just coming back to Diablo, don't do your challenge rift the week before season start. Please do not do that. You want to save it so that when the season starts you can get on a seasonal character, complete it in the season, and be able to claim it in the season at level 1, basically, so you can craft a... And I've got another video out there from the previous season, you can reference that, where you craft like a level 70 weapon and are able to get reduced level requirement on it and all that jazz, right? So, but as far as I was talking about what we should roll blood shards on, I'm thinking Swami. And then if you have leftover blood shards, go for the Etched Sigil at level 33. So this is a level 30 item, the Swami. Etched Sigil is specifically a level 33 item. You can't roll on it before then or after then. So you got to remember exactly what levels to roll blood shards on these items. But as long as you do it in that order, you know, just take a break out of whatever rift you're running. Once you level up and spin your blood shards, you'll be perfectly fine. Even though there are 3 items in the pool, I'm hoping that the fact that there's only 1 item in the legendary pool for Wizard Hat will let us get the Swami a lot easier. So we're going to test it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 12. 16. 18, 19. So that's 1 attempt, and we got the Swami. So this is looking pretty good. I don't know how good it's going to be without a Fazula, but... So that was 1 attempt. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Got a Leorics. 4. We got a Broken Crown. So these are the other 2 options in the pool at this level. Okay, so we didn't get as lucky that time, but we got a ton of broken crowns and Leorics, right? And if you happen to get the Etched Sigil, then your build changes a little bit, but it's going to be a lot more powerful. So we're going to swap out Deflection for the Familiar Arcanaut for extra resource. And then we're going to swap the Diamond Skin Prism out for the Blizzard. I went Blizzard Apocalypse. You could go Meteor if you wanted, maybe even Energy Twister, but this just covers the most area, so it's better for trash killing. And your Arcane Torrent Static Discharge is a heavy enough nuke, especially when you have the Etched Sigil. In this case, I put it on into cube, but assume you've rolled for it and have just equipped it in the item, because I'm assuming you're not going to be able to cube more than one item initially from the Challenger's bag. You're only going to have enough for 5 Death's Breath, and then 3 for the each of the crafters, leveling them up to max, right? So it may take a little while to get a few more Death's Breath, but if you want to later on, you know, after you acquire the Etched Sigil, you can cube it as well. So we're running the Familiar Arcanaut with the Blizzard, and this will just help clear out enemies quite nicely, and same passives, same rolls on gear. Basically, it's just you're gonna wipe them out a lot more. And I've got clears of both of these builds that I'll be showing off. To get you into Tal Rasha as quick as possible, you're going to want to roll your upgrade rares. So as soon as you start collecting a lot of Death's Breath and more materials, you're going to want to roll the Hope of Cain upgrade rare item recipe. And it costs 25 Death's Breath per attempt, but it is very useful in acquiring weapons, other sets, things like this. I would go ahead and start rolling, using this recipe to upgrade rare pants. So you craft level 70 pants at the blacksmith and then bring them over and use them in that cube recipe. The reason we go for pants is because pants has the lowest number of items in the legendary pool, and one of those pants is for Tal Rasha. So this is just the quickest way on a wizard that you can get the Tal Rasha set. And then after that, you might have a lot of Tal Rasha pants, but once you get at least 5 of them, due to the Grandeur bonus, you can start using Tal Rashas with whatever sort of build you would like. I'm not going to go over that here, but you might need to use this 4th recipe from the cube, since you might have a lot of duplicate pants. Convert set item. This does use Forgotten Souls, so save up your Forgotten Souls as well as extra Death's Breath to just make sure you have separate items to complete that Tal Rasha set. If you happen to get to 70 and still don't have the Etched Sigil, I would still roll Blood Shards on Source, because for 2 reasons. You can get the Tal Rasha source from rolling Blood Shards. You can also get the Etched Sigil, right? Or other items such as Orb of Infinite Depth, which is also a really useful item to have for later on, right? But you can put those extra Tal Rasha sources that you happen to get when you're level 70 rolling sources towards your set. So you're upgrading rares, you're rolling Blood Shards on sources, you're getting all these good items. That's how you're gonna make it go, right? Alright, and here again we have 100 Paragon assigned. We're running the Veer 6 piece with the Leorics crown, which you would find while leveling. And then we've got the Swami, which I've assumed we've rolled for and been lucky enough to find or acquire, right? So, yep, got a lot of cooldown rolls on my gear, basic stuff, and let's try it again. This particular build we're running Diamond Skin, just the assumption that we have only the Swami, right? So we're going to try Illusionist, try to get as quickly through the rift as possible while still maintaining the damage, right? When you start out, you're going to want to target all those little monsters, try and get those stack counts up. Remember to use your blast attack, and then you can go in for the elite kills after that. nice. Don't know where the exit is. Help. Alright, let's try up here. As you can see, not the quickest build, but it gets the job done for such a low Paragon and item investment. On maps like this where you have more small monsters, you get even more damage increase from the 6-piece. A lot of incoming damage here. Managed to kill the RG nonetheless, so. And there you have it. It's a little bit slower without the Etched Sigil, but I still think it's a fairly solid build for Torment 7 if you're intending to go this route with a wizard start. Come here. I didn't mean to come here. Alright, the resource. That's what we're doing next. Resource. So let's try, I guess, something like Power of the Storm. Could do Conduit if we want. Arcanaut, maybe? Just go lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. Maybe go Blur here. Yeah, it's still sustained. Alright, let's try this out. We are at 100 Paragon, so we're assuming here that we have the Swami and we've cubed it, and we got lucky and found the Etched Sigil when we're leveling up, and we're just using Yellow Wand, less sub 200k, so nothing huge here. Very low damage. Oops. Will help if I use my abilities. Yep. Do it like the Firebird build. There we go. If you have high enough cooldown, you do get that tiny bit of overlap, which should increase your stacking breakpoint, even for this early season build, right? Your attack speed breakpoint, that's what I'm... Your beam stacking attack speed breakpoint, right? We got another blue pack. When you combine the Etched Sigil damage from your... It's just pretty heavy damage on the elites, which is nice. You could probably even do Torment 8, but this is doing very smooth. was quick. Did I get a channeling pylon? Must have gotten something. Oh yeah. Empowered. Simple, simple.